The oceans were colder than we thought. Lausanne, Switzerland. SPX October 31, 2017. According to the methodology widely used by the scientific community, the temperature of the ocean depths and that of the surface of the polar ocean 100 million years ago were around 15 degrees higher than current readings. This approach, however, is now being challenged. Ocean temperatures may in fact have remained relatively stable throughout this period, which raises serious concerns about current levels of climate change. These are the conclusions of a study conducted by a team of French researchers from the French National Centre for Scientific Research (CNRS), Sorbonne University and the University of Strasbourg, and Swiss researchers from the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology in Lausanne (EPFL) and the University of Lausanne. The study has just been published in Nature Communications. If we are right, our study challenges decades of paleoclimate research, says Anders Meiboom, the head of EPFL's Laboratory for Biological Geochemistry and a professor at the University of Lausanne. Meiboom is categorical. Oceans cover 70% of our planet. They play a key role in the Earth's climate. Knowing the extent to which their temperatures have varied over geological time is crucial if we are to gain a fuller understanding of how they behave and to predict the consequences of current climate change more accurately. How could the existing methodology be so flawed? The study's authors believe that the influence of certain processes was overlooked. For over 50 years, the scientific community based its estimates on what they learned from foraminifera, which are the fossils of tiny marine organisms found in sediment cores taken from the ocean floor. The foraminifera form calcareous shells called tests in which the content of oxygen-18 depends on the temperature of the water in which they live. Changes in the ocean's temperature over time were therefore calculated on the basis of the oxygen-18 content of the fossil foraminifera tests found in the sediment. According to these measurements, the ocean's temperature has fallen by 15 degrees over the past 100 million years. Yet all these estimates are based on the principle that the oxygen-18 content of the foraminifera tests remained constant while the fossils were lodged in the sediment. Indeed, until now, nothing indicated otherwise. No change is visible to the naked eye or under the microscope. To test their hypothesis, the authors of this latest study exposed these tiny organisms to high temperatures in artificial seawater that contained only oxygen-18. Using a nanosiems nanoscale secondary ion mass spectrometer, an instrument used to run very small-scale chemical analyses, they then observed the incorporation of oxygen-18 in the calcareous shells. The results show that the level of oxygen-18 present in the foraminifera tests can in fact change without leaving a visible trace, thereby challenging the reliability of their use as a thermometer. What appeared to be perfectly preserved fossils are in fact not. This means that the paleotemperature estimates made up to now are incorrect, says Sylvain Bernard, a CNRS researcher at the Paris-based Institute of Mineralogy, Materials Physics and Cosmic Chemistry and the study's lead author. For the French and Swiss team of researchers, rather than showing a gradual decline in ocean temperatures over the past 100 million years, these measurements simply reflect the change in oxygen-18 content in the fossil foraminifera tests. And this change appears to be the result of a process called reequilibration. During sedimentation, temperatures rise by 20 to 30 C, causing the foraminifera tests to reequilibrate with the surrounding water. Over the course of some 10 million years, this process has a significant impact on paleotemperature. Estimates, especially those based on foraminifera that lived in cold water. Computer simulations run by the researchers suggest that paleotemperatures in the ocean depths and at the surface of the polar ocean have been overestimated. For Meiboom, the next steps are clear. To revisit the ocean's paleotemperatures now, we need to carefully quantify this reequilibration, which has been overlooked for too long. For that, we have to work on other types of marine organisms so that we clearly understand what took place in the sediment over geological time. The article's authors are already hard at work. Bernard S. Vivaldi, Acker P. Pont S. Meiboom A. Barial-induced oxygen isotope reequilibration of fossil foraminifera explains ocean paleotemperature paradoxes. Nature Communications, the 26th of October 2017. Marine snowfall at the equator. Kiel, Germany. SPX October 26, 2017. The great ocean currents with their immense energy transport have a decisive influence on the atmosphere and thus the climate. But besides this well-known fact, life in the seas also plays an important role for climate-related processes. Especially the smallest creatures, tiny planktonic organisms, take up carbon near the surface, process it, build up their bodies with it or excrete it. Read more related links. École Polytechnique Fédérale de Lausanne. Water News. Science, Technology and Politics. Thanks for being here. We need your help. The Space Daily News Network continues to grow, but revenues have never been harder to maintain. With the rise of ad blockers and Facebook, our traditional revenue sources via quality network advertising continues to decline. And unlike so many other news sites, we don't have a paywall with those annoying usernames and passwords. Our news coverage takes time and effort to publish 365 days a year. If you find our news sites informative and useful, then please consider becoming a regular supporter, or for now make a one-off contribution. Space Daily Contributor $5 billed once, credit card or PayPal. Space Daily Monthly Supporter $5 billed monthly, PayPal only.